try it again. I'm gonna give it my best shot. I'll try to make it again. This time I'll shoot right for the top. And when I arrive,
the full star, this man right here.
Standing alone, I'll see your smiling face with that funny grin, the one that set me up to win. Now my love's here to stay. I'll turn the night right into day. I'll be the best on the vine, the finest vintage of the wine. I'm gonna deal in happiness. I'll show the world what love can do. For you, I'm gonna try it again, again and again. Again and again, again and again, again and again. I'm gonna deal in happiness. I'll show the world what love can do. But for you, I'm gonna try it again, again and again, again and again, again and again.
Put it down.
Sorry.
That's me. All over the place.
Is that Webster?
Actually, that's all. Going across 6 weeks.
Webster's before this.
But you may not realize that this group with Marnie McCarthur, Mary Figliomeni, Pia Camiso, Anna Figliomeni, and Linda Triccolo, the entire Italian community of Schreiber, make this evening possible, and they donate all their time and money back to the community. Thank you, Rosie. It was excellent again. And the other reason for being here tonight is, of course, for Dom. In the brochure, it states that Dom is retiring from boxing. He wanted to stress that that is not the case. He's retiring from inside the ring, but not outside. He still wants to stay active in the art of boxing by coaching or commentating, correct? So Emery, watch out. I would like now to call on Councillor Don McCarthur to come forward from the Township of Schreiber.
On behalf of Mayor Krause, Township of Schreiber, it is my honor to present this certificate of appreciation to Domenic Filane Figliomeni for Bob won't let us give out keys to the town because Bob always says Schreiber's door is always open. So they're pointless. Dom's accomplishments during his 12-year career in the ring are truly impressive. In 1990, after boxing just 1 year, he had won a bronze medal representing his country at the Commonwealth Games. Within 7 years of starting his career, he had twice represented Canada at Olympic Games. During his entire career, Dom competed at the national and international level. As outstanding as these achievements were, they pale in comparison to another job he took on. A job that no one asked him to do, and a job that he never got paid for. And it was a job that he did better than anyone else. And that was as Schreiber's ambassador out there. I find it a little strange that they have people like myself and Mike Gravelle, politicians, to speak tonight before Dom, because we have to be careful, because when Dom speaks, people actually listen to him. You've been a great athlete and ambassador for the town, and if the opportunity comes along in the future, I know everyone in this room will support you to represent Schreiber again. Congratulations, Dom, on a job well done.
It's nice to have you back with us, Mike. And to all of you who don't know him, please take a moment this evening to introduce yourself. He's a great ambassador for Schreiber also.
Well, thank you very much, everybody. It's just great to be here. I've heard so much about Italian night, and it's amazing. I've eaten too much. I'm not going to lose the weight I'm going to. I keep coming back to these events, but it's a fantastic night, and I've enjoyed myself very much, and it's great. And thank you for welcoming me so warmly. It's wonderful to be back in Schreiber, and I will look forward to seeing you all through the summer, I hope. Dom, I wanted to be here to say a few words as well, and to make a few presentations to you. It's been said before, and it'll be said again, what an extraordinary ambassador you were. Let me also talk as just a fan. All of us, certainly in Thunder Bay, in northwestern Ontario, in Schreiber, obviously, in Ontario and in Canada, we've all watched you on the international stage, and we've all cheered for you, and you've just proven yourself in such a substantial way, and it's great being a fan of yours. And we haven't had a chance actually to meet until tonight, so it's been a real pleasure sitting with you, and I appreciate the honor. So I want to pay tribute to you as well for the extraordinary career you've had, and wish you very much the best in the years to come. I've got a couple of scrolls. I've got one here from my good friend Mike Harris, the Premier of the Province of Ontario. See your dad. On behalf of the Government of Ontario, I'm pleased to join in the farewell tributes paid to you on the occasion of your retirement from the sport of boxing. I'm happy to add my words of praise to the tributes being paid to you. Whatever the future may hold, you can look back with pride on your dedication to your sport and your country. Through your exemplary skill and spirit, you have motivated other athletes in your community and enhanced our country's reputation in athletics. Please accept my warm, personal best wishes for success and happiness in all your future endeavors. Michael Harris, Premier of the Province of Ontario. Now, of course, there's no frame here, Don. Those are the cutbacks, you see. Those I've got one from my boss, who would like to be Premier of the Province of Ontario, Dalton McGinty. On behalf of the Liberal Caucus at Queen's Park, I extend our sincere congratulations on the occasion of your retirement from boxing. It is with great respect and admiration that we congratulate you. Please accept our regards for many happy and fulfilling years in your retirement. Dalton McGinty, MPP, Leader of the Official Opposition. If I may, Don, I will, there's a scroll for myself as the provincial member. It's a great honor to be in this position, and I am just so flattered to be part of this very special night. As the member of Provincial Parliament for the riding of Thunder Bay Superior North, it gives me enormous pleasure to extend to you on behalf of myself and the constituents I am privileged to serve, hearty congratulations as you retire from your outstanding boxing career. Through your remarkable accomplishments, you have brought honor to not only yourself and your family, but also to your community, country, and the province of Ontario. You have put Schreiber and Northwestern Ontario on the world map and have been a superb role model for aspiring athletes. You have earned our respect, our admiration, and our gratitude. Please accept our heartfelt best wishes for continued joy and success as you now pursue other paths. We are so proud of you, Domenic, an Ontarian who has truly made a difference. Michael Gravelle. I'll get out of the way as quick as I can. I want to also make a presentation of some pins which are emblematic, and Kim, you get a set too. The beautiful pins from the province of Ontario, the trillion pin, the Ontario flag, and the Ontario coat of arms. And I was in Thunder Bay this afternoon at the Provincial Little League Baseball Championships, and the Port Arthur Nationals want me to present you with one of their baseball caps too, Dom. So there it is. So that's for the Port Arthur Nationals.
It's not every day you see Dom receiving a hat. He's usually giving them out. Yeah, I got it on tape.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, friends, and relatives. There's not too much a father can say in a situation like this because we're very happy that Domenic has had a very successful 10, 11 years in the boxing. We are happy that he had an opportunity to see the world. Some of it I followed, but some of it I couldn't. But it was a great, happy feeling for us to follow him to Spain, follow him to Atlanta, to the Olympics. And he gave us great pride. And we're very happy that in all of 10, 11 years that Domenic made it without a scratch. I can't say that for Gerry, but for Domenic, thank God, he's been very good about it. You know, when you go down in his little store, he's got this Hall of Fame, and you see the picture of the Queen and him talking, it really gives you goose pimples. And if you ever happen to go by his store, you'll see the picture with him and the Queen. And it really gives you pride and a great honor that he's given us the opportunity to experience some of these things. And as far as being proud, well, I guess we're very proud that he has done so well. He's represented his hometown, and we've always had the feeling that his hometown followed him and sent him telegrams, and all over the world, wherever he's been very lucky, and he's had a great opportunity. And to close, I'd like to thank the committee, the Heritage Committee, and on behalf of my wife Diana and the rest of my family, we'd like to thank you all for following him and supporting him and being here this evening. We thank you very much. It's a great honor, and thank you to everybody who's followed us. Thank you.
I think at this part of the program we move into the roast. I will call forward Dom's wife, Kim.
I'll start off easy. Who knew that when I first went to boxing classes 3.5 years ago, I'd be here tonight celebrating my husband's decade-long boxing career. When I first started boxing, I couldn't figure out why Dom kept telling me I was a natural, paying special attention to me and telling me how good I was. After we got engaged, he told me that once he started boxing classes and saw how many women were interested in it, he was going to run the classes until he found a wife. Well, he found me, and I don't know if he knew what he was getting himself into, but we still are offering boxing classes. I wouldn't let him stop once we got started. As I got to know Dom, I was introduced to the boxing profession and the life of an athlete. As he'd be away for months at a time preparing for competition, we kept in touch over the phone. When he went to Malaysia in '98, we learned the importance of email and developed an online romance. Each time Dom returned, I would hear all of his stories and see all of his pictures he managed to get himself in. In '99, I had the opportunity to be part of the Pan American Games in Winnipeg, and it was a truly memorable experience. It was amazing to see the talent and the passion for sport felt by the athletes and everyone who was there to watch them. It made me proud to see Dom, all that he had accomplished. Tonight we are here for his so-called retirement. But between you and me, if the Canadian Boxing Association was to call and ask for Dom to come back, I'd have his bags packed before he got off the phone. This is the longest that he's been home, and it's a learning experience, so we're getting used to it. I know Dom will do his own thank yous, but I want to thank everybody for coming because I know it means a lot to him. He represented Schreiber proudly, and he really is a small town boy.
An entertainer, a politician, a beautiful woman. And I never prepared a speech or nothing, and they said it was school year, so I came. The thing is, like I said, I never prepared a speech, but just to go back a bit, years ago, when we did start this, Domenic come in there. I was with a bunch of bigger guys. This little 55-pound, he was 11 years old, shows up. Plastic rubbers, Sears gloves. I want to join the boxing club. I'm looking at him going, oh boy. What are we going to do here? You know, I don't want to say no, but geez, you know, I don't know. And big Billy McKenzie would get in his knees. He watched spar with him. And then we go out. And Joe Major says, yeah, I got a kid. I'm like, yeah. You can never get a fair decision in Thunder Bay anyway. But we went up there for 4 fights. We lost our first 4. And there was no looking back after that. And the thing was that the town was what kept us going, basically. It was the heart of the kids who were fighting, but the town kept the support coming. Like, when we were stuck, we didn't have money, somehow the money came. Whether it was figs, spidonis, somebody would give us a van. We'd never pay them back, but they'd give it to us and we'd go. We'd fight, and they'd call us up, say, you got a couple of fighters. We'd find some, we'd go. And a lot of kids were in there, and there was a lot of support locally from everybody. And Dom, I don't know what it was, he just kept going and going and going. And there was a lot of emotion there. And even after I left and he went on, we never lost contact. He just kept coming back, phone calls, phone calls, phone calls. He just never, I don't know how you put that, when somebody doesn't, they don't forget you. The thing is that people say, you trained him. Yeah, I did train him. I only trained him. I only started the training. I only got him started. What he did after was his own thing. He kept on going. And to be here tonight, it's emotional because I'm very proud of what he did. And he's probably one of the best friends I've ever had in my life because he never lost, you know, where he's been. So I'd say that as an ambassador, he's done a fantastic job. And Schreiber, I think, you know, it's all part of Schreiber what they did for him. I can't say enough about it. I'll always be a Schreiber boy. I'll never be anything else but a Schreiber boy. Same with him. I mean, everywhere we went was just Schreiber. We never lost that focus. And to this day, I mean, he has the right to be proud of what he's done. And Gerry too. Like, you can't forget Gerry. I always wondered about Gerry, but you know, I mean, with Dom, there was thinking, there was emotion. With Gerry, I don't know what was with that guy. You want to fight that monster? Sure, I'll fight him. Are you sure? Yeah, there's 2 of them. I'll fight the bull. You know? What can I say? You know? It was a magic time back then, and I'll never forget it. And the people being here tonight to show him appreciation. He deserves it. He deserves everything he's getting. That's all I gotta say.
Follow that guy. Remember that 2-guy fight there one night, eh? Anyhow, they asked me to come up here and say a few things about Dom. They asked me to do a roast, but I'm too nice of a guy for that. I'm a sweetheart. So, I'm not going to roast him. So Karen said, my wife called me a couple days ago and said, you got to say something about Dom. You got to tell some funny boxing stories about Dom. I said, you've been around Dom when he's making weight. There are no funny boxing stories. 106 pounds, there's nothing funny about him. But that's what Dom wanted to do. That's the career he chose. He made weight. He did what he had to do when he had to do it. He didn't eat when he wanted to eat. He didn't drink when he wanted to drink. He worked out when he really didn't want to work out. And you know, that's what he did. Making weight was probably the hardest part of boxing for Dom. And I remember in Italy one time, we were there sitting around dinner table having supper, indulging a little bit. We were in Italy. We were having a beautiful meal like this, except in Italy. Dom comes walking in, looking the way Dom looks when he's making weight. Sits down, looks around, has a grape, stands up and leaves. Doesn't say a word to anybody. We're all looking around going, that's determination. Or stupidity, we're not sure. That's what he did. He was determined, he was dedicated, he gave to the sport, and the sport gave back to him. Whenever Dom went away and competed, whether it was for the Nationals, International, Olympics, he did it in a way that made everybody proud. He did it with class, he did it with style, except this one time. We were in Marquette, Michigan, fighting the American team, Canada versus USA. Sitting there with my mother and my father next to me, and the boxing team, coaches. Dom's in the ring, first round starts. Oh, this American comes out and just starts. He's working the body like there's no tomorrow. About halfway through the first round, all of a sudden they're in this clinch, which is two guys in tight together, and all of a sudden we hear this scream. The American starts screaming like somebody just stabbed him. And everybody's looking around, the ref didn't know what's going on. He looks at Dom, Dom's doing this, I don't know. My mother's sitting next to me, she goes, what happened? What's going on? I go, you don't want to know. She goes, yeah, what's going on? I said, he bit him. And the only reason I know this is because a week before in sparring, he lashed on me like a piranha. And I think that was the last time we sparred. Now you think, it actually worked, because he came back, the American wanted nothing to do with him for the next 2 rounds. No inside fighting whatsoever. And you think, okay, that's the end of this story. No. It continues. 2 months later, we're fighting the American team again. Every Canadian got bit like they were camping on Rainbow Falls on the third day. The Americans went back and practiced biting. I had 5 welts on my shoulders to prove it. They got it down to a science. So it's kind of like Dom's legacy. Not only the 11 championships, the Olympics, blah, blah, blah. He is a little white Mike Tyson. And all the boxers know what I mean. But most of the time he made us proud. He did, what he had to do. He was very honorable in the way he won. When he lost, it was lost with dignity. Now, I got a little presentation for Dom, but before I do, I'll go back to a story that he was telling me. Someone mentioned Kuala Lumpur. By the way, this isn't going to be short either. He was on a bus in Kuala Lumpur for the Commonwealth Games, and they're sitting there, boxers, there was wrestlers and gymnasts, real athletes. He looks at the back of the bus, and there's 5 guys, old guys, sitting back there. They're drinking, they're eating, they're fat. So he goes to the guy next to him, probably Mike Strange, goes, who are those guys? Mike goes, that's the Canadian lawn bowling team. Well, Dom's eyes lit up. It was like just the best thing in the world, he thought. To be an athlete, represent your country, be fat, lazy, and out of shape. He thought, what could be better than this? Well, it is true. For Dom, I have a little gift. When you retire, you need something to bring your energy, to generate, to do something else. Okay, now when Dom's done his hardwood floor, he'll need something else to generate his energy. So what I do, we got a lawn bowling starting kit for Dom here. We got the balls. Okay? We got the donuts. Those are the way. Why can you see them? We got the beer. I'm not sure if I can have this here, but I got a whole gift certificate for cases. I got the team uniform, the white shoes, with the black socks. You gotta have the black socks. And by the way, these are sponsored by Hollywood Flame Sports. I'm donating to the entire lawn bowling team. So there you go, Dom. You can pick that up later. That's for you. But remember, there's 3 things. Unlike boxing, where it takes strength, stamina, and speed, in order to do lawn bowling, the 3 things: you gotta be fat, you gotta be old, you gotta be out of shape. You're on your way, buddy. On the Olympics, weighing in at 206 pounds, rolling those little balls down the... Anyhow, I want to wish you the best of luck in your endeavors. We're congratulations on a beautiful career, and best of luck in the future, whatever you do, lawn bowling or otherwise. Now before I end, I got, after Munchie we went to Toronto, and Adrian Tedrescu started coaching us. With Adrian, actually Adrian sent his best wishes. I got his fax at home, I forgot it. And Gord Apolloni was a young apprentice with Adrian Tedrescu at the time, and he was kind of our coach. After Munchie we went to Toronto, and Gordy looked after us. Adrian was a coach, but Gordy kind of started Domenic and myself, and like a mentor or a friend, a young guy, and he sent a little note for Dom, a little telegram or letter. It says, Dear Domenic, upon receiving notification you're retiring from the wonderful sport of Olympic-style boxing, made me feel almost empty inside. It seems like only last month you and I took a trip to the USA to qualify for the Golden Gloves over the Easter holidays. You went on after that weekend to box Eric Griffith at the USA Golden Gloves finals. You really made me proud. It feels like only last year that you were in the ring against Barry Christie in the finals of the Canadian Championships in Hamilton, 1989. You even knocked him down, remember? Yeah. You won your first senior Canadian title. You really made me feel proud. For most training camps, you would come in overweight. I knew you could lose the weight, and you always did. They were your main bouts, but you persevered, undetermined, and boxed your heart out. You really made me proud in Kuala Lumpur Commonwealth Games 1998. You did the impossible. You boxed with one hand. I couldn't believe the determination. You couldn't box well orthodox due to your busted up right hand. You came up with the idea to box southpaw. The next 2 rounds were yours. I say that because you had the courage to go out there and do your all and try to win. I think if you would have boxed southpaw right from the start, right from round 1, the outcome would have been different. You really made me proud. You're a gentleman in and out of the ring, and certainly an ambassador for our sport. I look forward to seeing you as a coach in the future. Your athletes will certainly know the true meaning of sportsmanship and what it takes to become the best. It takes to become the best one you can possibly be. Domenic, you have done what most people can only dream of doing. Firstly, step into the square circle. Secondly, going to 2 Olympic Games. You should stand proud of all your achievements you have made in Olympic-style boxing. It has helped shape you into the person you have become today. Yes, it makes me proud to say I had the chance to work with someone like Domenic Filane. Proud to be a part of you, a success, your coach, friend, and biggest fan, Gord Apolloni. You did everything with style and class, and you made everybody here very proud. So congratulations once again, and all the best in the future.
I'll ask Dom to come forward now, but I just want to mention one thing. Dom is, and always will be, part of the heritage of Schreiber, and we wish him well. Good luck, Dom and Kim.
Those are definitely some tough acts to follow. I was very, very honored when asked to be part of this special night tonight. And I want to, right off the bat, thank the committee and everyone involved for putting this event on. It really meant a lot to me. And I also want to thank, right off the bat, all of you for coming here tonight. Not just for the pasta and meatballs, but to show your support for the little that I've accomplished. Tonight, because I'm still a little bit uncomfortable talking in front of a large group of people. Let's see, I'm a fighter and I usually do all my talking with my hands, so I'm not a politician like some of my new friends here. I'm going to take a couple steps back for a lot of the visitors that are here for Heritage Days and don't know me quite as well as a lot of you here tonight do. I was born and raised right here in Schreiber, Ontario. I lived a pretty average life, as every average, ordinary, everyday kid would. Played hockey, went to school, tried other sports, which I wasn't very good at any of them. The story goes that I got involved in boxing because I was getting too small for hockey and I couldn't sing or dance like my dad, so I wanted to try something new. But that's just the story. Anybody that grew up with me knew I was a pretty yappy kid, and a lot of what came out of my mouth got me in a lot of trouble on the way home from school. So I figured if I learned how to fight, getting home from school is going to be that much easier. The rest of this speech just gets a little bit mixed up now because Kevin's here. But there was a boxing club in town, and it was being run by this man here, Kevin Munchie Cox. And Kevin welcomed me into his gym. Sort of, I had to beg him to let me box. But eventually let me in. And taught me everything there was to know about boxing. From watching fight movies till 9 o'clock at night, not throwing a punch, but just watching those fight movies, to every basic move there was. Now, from the first day I stepped into the gym with Kevin, it was the last day of my school year at Scraps. Now, it wasn't because all the kids were now scared of me because I knew how to fight, but it was because Kevin not only taught me self-defense, but he also taught me self-discipline. He taught me how to channel all that negative energy I had built up in me and channel it towards the boxing ring and being the best possible athlete I could be once I got in there. Kevin, I thank you very much for that today. And would you stand up? Give this guy a good round of applause. Now, it wasn't until I went away to school in Toronto, Seneca College, to study marketing that I really started to concentrate on a career in boxing. Doesn't make too much sense, go away to school to study business and end up boxing. But I was involved in the family businesses my whole life. And from sweeping the pavement, to cleaning hotel rooms, to pumping gas. And I always knew that I was coming back to Schreiber. Mainly due to the fact that my father told me, you're going away on a 3-year vacation, when you get back, be prepared to work. So I figured if I study business, maybe I'll be able to progress my way up the family ladder to more of a desk job. I'm still pumping gas. But it was after about the first semester of school that I decided to get into boxing. You see, I wasted the first semester of school partying with all my friends, a lot of them whom are here tonight, Cole, Shane, Mike, Sue, and drinking away all the money my parents gave me to go down there with. Then I said, you know, I've got the opportunity to try something new. And that's when I decided to join the Atlas Boxing Club in Toronto. Now, the Atlas gym was being coached by a man by the name of Adrian Teodorescu, as Gerry had mentioned. And this was the best place for an aspiring young boxer to be. Adrian had just got back from the Seoul Olympics in 1998, where he coached Lennox Lewis to a gold medal. So this was the absolute best place I could be. After about 3 weeks of training with Adrian daily after school, he called me into his office, asked me to get in, shut the door, and sit down. Now right away I thought I had done something wrong, but he slid across his desk a sheet of paper, and on this sheet of paper it had a list of a daily training schedule for me, as well as a list of objectives that he wanted me to accomplish. He said to me, in broken English because he's Romanian, Domenic, first, we're going to go to the provincials. We're going to win that. Then we're going to go to the Canadians. We're going to win that. Then we're going to go to the Commonwealth Games. Maybe we get a medal, maybe we don't. Then we're going to represent Canada at the Olympics. Now I'm thinking to myself, well, at least I thought I was thinking to myself, yeah, right. When he got up and said, Domenic, if you don't believe it, and you can't see it, we can't achieve it. Now, it wasn't until a lot of those goals started coming true that I actually believed it was possible. The rest is history. Adrian guided me to 10 Canadian championships and coached me in a host of many international tournaments. You've probably all heard the saying, boxing has been good to me. Well, in my case, it truly has. Through my 10-year reign as Canadian champion, I've had the opportunity to represent Canada at every major sporting event. Commonwealth Games, Pan American Games, World Championships, and Olympic Games. I've also had the opportunity to travel to places throughout the world that I've only dreamed of, such as Sydney, Australia, Auckland, New Zealand, Hawaii, Barcelona, just to name a few. And I got to see firsthand things that I've only read about in school, or learned about in school, such as the Great Berlin Wall in Germany and the Eiffel Tower in Paris, kangaroo and koala bears in Australia. I also had the opportunity to travel to places I would never have bought my own ticket to go to. Bombay, India, Jakarta, Indonesia, Madagascar, or Malaysia. But I also got the opportunity firsthand to see how others live in countries or communities that are not quite as fortunate as we are. I've also had the great opportunity to meet some very influential leaders in the world. The Queen, Nelson Mandela. I've also had the opportunity to meet some of my sports idols, Muhammad Ali and George Foreman. And you also get to hang out and party with celebrities and rock stars like Carlos Santana. Those are all the good things and the learning experiences I gained through my involvement in sport, through my involvement in boxing. A lot of people think that the man of the hour got there in just minutes, but we all know that's not true. It takes years, hours of dedications and sacrifices. It also takes a strong team behind you, pushing you on to do your absolute best. My family is part of that big team. My brothers and sisters always made sure that I had the best before and after competitions. They made sure I was taken care of. Whenever possible, they made it to any of my competitions that were within the vicinity. And when they couldn't, they were sure to pick up the phone and wish me all the best. A special mention of gratitude and thanks has got to go to Gerry. Many of you don't know this, but Gerry was a member of Canada's national team for many years, and he was always this close from winning his own Canadian title. Gerry always seemed to be in the toughest division in boxing. He's had to fight the likes of Mike Stranges and Billy Irwins, and now the ever-famous, ever-popular Oscar De La Hoya. Gerry seemed to always be in my shadow, but he never showed any animosity towards me or ill feelings. And he was always the first guy to help me train. He was there with me at 6 o'clock in the morning, helping me train even though he didn't have to. He was also there to spar with me when there was no one else for me to spar with. And he would take it easy on me, knowing I had a major competition coming up. I thank you for that today, Gerry. Another training partner that needs a little bit of a special mention, he's not here right now, he's doing his own training camp in therapy, and that's Billy McKenzie. Billy's been with us right from the start, and he would get down on his knees so that a little guy like myself had somebody to spar with. And then, when I grew up, he would still help me spar when I came home to Schreiber and had to train for competitions. Even though that meant having to go home and explain all the cuts and bruises and glove burns to his wife, who did not really take too kind to that. I thank Billy for that. My parents were a very, very big part of that team. They gave me the moral support, always telling me, go away, do your best, don't worry about anything back home. When you get back here, we'll be here. They also gave me the financial support to do my dream, to carry my dream out. Let's face it, you can't eat your trophies and your tracksuits don't pay the rent. So I thank you very much for all you've done for me. To my wife Kim, who puts up with, or used to put up with my mood swings when I was making weight, still puts up with my mood swings now. Also for the support she's given me probably through the toughest time of my whole career. I did try out for the Sydney 2000 Olympics and fell just a little bit short. The top 6 boxers in North and South America went to those Olympics. I was number 7. I was next in line if someone was to get hurt. I was next in line if someone got hurt, or God forbid, hit by a truck. And I was at this tournament in Argentina. After I had won the silver medal, when I needed the gold, I spent the whole night out in Argentina walking the streets, still in my tracksuit, still in my cup, which is my boxing jock. Until my coach finally tracked me down, brought me back to the hotel and tried to explain things to me, you know, the sun's going to shine tomorrow, this and that. But it wasn't until he made me call home to Kim, and I told Kim, I said, you know, I let everybody down, and he says, all these people that have already booked their holidays to come to Sydney with me and blah, 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 crying away. She said, so what? Just come home, we're all here, nobody cares, just come home. And it wasn't until I talked to Kim that really settled me down. And I thank you for all your support for that trying time. Last but not least, you, the citizens of Schreiber. From day one, you guys have been behind me. I can't even describe the support I've got from the community of Schreiber. For my first international trip, they came over and brought me a flag. They brought me over the flag. That flag of Schreiber is over there. That flag has been around the world with me. It's the first thing I pack in my bag when I leave on a trip, and it's the first thing I unpack once I get there. That flag has symbolized all the support that I knew was back here waiting for me. Now, whatever the outcome was, I knew Schreiber was still going to accept me, win, lose, or draw. I thank you for that support. As my father mentioned before, for all the people that have sent telegrams, faxes, cards, emails, phoned me, or just met me on the street when I got home from a tournament and showed me your support, I thank you for that. Very, very much. I would also like right now to take the opportunity to wish a happy belated birthday to the leader of my fan club, the Domenic Filane fan club, Mrs. Freda. Take us and take that. She is the leader of the fan club. She runs the ship. Boxing has been a dream for me, and it's something that, through my involvement with coaching, I'm hoping one day someone from my camp will get to experience maybe just a piece of what I've experienced. Now, if there's any kids out there, young or old, that have a dream or a goal, you have to make the most of the limited times that we have to create that dream. From the time we're born to the time we're pushing our grandkids on a swing, sports is going to take up about this much of your life. So you have to make the absolute most of that limited time space. Have no regrets on any of the decisions or sacrifices you've made along the way. If I can be remembered for one thing, and one thing only from this tonight, and that is, if a small town boy like myself from Schreiber, Ontario, can go on to accomplish one of his dreams, and that is to go to an Olympic Games, and do it twice, anything that you set your mind to is possible. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank everyone again for coming out, everyone that helped put this on. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Thank you very much.
know how to show how proud I was of him. I didn't want people to think I was showing off or bragging, so I would just hope that he knew how I felt. But yesterday, I realized that you should be proud of what your children do, or proud of what anyone in your community does. In my office, I have this big poster of the Heritage Coast hanging on the wall. I don't know how many of you know what this Heritage Coast is. It's by the MNR, a project to promote the coasts of the Great Lakes, and they've picked different people from different communities to be their champions. And Domenic had been picked to be the champion of this area. Now, yesterday, these two young men came to register at the motel. And they looked up at this poster on the wall, and they says, "Oh, the Heritage Coast. We work for them," they said. As they're filling out their registration card, I'm biting my tongue. Should I tell them that I'm the mother of one of the champions of the coast? I thought, oh no, they probably wouldn't believe me anyway. Then finally I got brave and I says, my son is one of those champions of the coast. Really, they said. And about 2 seconds later, Domenic and Kim showed up at my doorstep. They were taking the dog for a walk. And he walked in and I says to those two young men, "This is my son Domenic, the champion of the coast." Well, they just couldn't believe it, and I thought, you should be proud. You have to tell people if you have something to be proud about. So tonight I thought, I'm going to be brave, and I'm going to get up here in front of all of you people and tell you just how proud I am of my firstborn. Schreiber's heritage, for sure. When Munchie took Domenic for his first big fight in Thunder Bay, he says, "How are we going to dress this boy? He's got to look good up there in that ring." So we got the dressmaker to make him some shorts to wear. And do you know what color those shorts were? They're Schreiber's heritage colors. Well, Schreiber North Star's heritage colors. Black and now the dressmaker also made him a nice robe to wear. A gold satin robe with black trimming. And long before Domenic ever had his embroidery business where you could embroider Hollywood Filane on the back of it, somehow we managed to get Hollywood on the back of this robe. But then came the problem of when Gerry would wear that robe, what would we do? Well, we would pin Gerry Kid Dynamite on top of it. And I don't know how many of you people remember the big fight cards that they had in the arena one time, but Sal participated in that too. And he had to wear that robe too. Savage Sal.
Did you wear that robe, Pete? Did you wear that robe?
That's what happens when you come from a big family. You can't be top dog all the time. Now, I want to thank Dom for giving us the chance to travel all over the world with him and to learn lots of important things. And one of the were in Barcelona, Spain. The taxi cabs there, if they can take passengers, they have a little sign and they put it up and it says Libra. Well, we were in Barcelona, Spain, and we were out with all the boxing crowd, and I was all dressed up in these high heel shoes and my feet were killing me, and there was no way I was going to get back to the hotel. So Don tried to flag down a taxi. He's flagging it down, and the taxi guy says, I'm not free, I'm not free. Don says, we'll pay, we'll pay. Don, I want to thank you, and I want you to know that we're so proud of you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Diane. Once again, thank you, Mike, for coming down. Kevin, thank you for making it a special night. And I just would like to say we have a lot of people that helped put this on. But we couldn't have done it all without Michelle Dunn. Thank you, Michelle. That concludes the formal portion. The music will start. Thank you all.
Who is she? Oh my gosh. Do you know her? She never talks. She never talks. She wants to talk to Shannon. She loves to Shannon. Whatever God says she does. I've never heard her. It's about time.
I'm gonna try it again.